Hey y'all, how the heck are ya? I am Fastidious and welcome back to the channel. It's day number 3 in the free-to-play series and we're going great. A lot to get to. We're rolling through arena. We joined a new clan, we're hitting clan boss. We even might finish hard campaign live on video today. So enough of all that, let's get to it.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
All right, guys, we had another busy day grinding day 3 of the free-to-play series. So I say just hop right on the game and I'll show you everything we've been up to. Best place to start, perhaps, is the gem mine. For anyone that doesn't know, this is a special little place that you have to invest a certain amount of gems in it. There's 3 levels, each one costs 500. But then it will passively create or mine gems for you. Basically every certain period, it changes. It starts out here, you say every 4 hours, 48 minutes, it will slowly go down and down, all the way up to the point where you can, I think, get 15 gems a day, something like that. However, it's a great investment, especially if you're free to play. I'm gonna do it right now. Been saving my gems, looking forward to this. And it is unlocked. Fantastic. As you see, we're gonna need another 5 for level 2, and then another 500 for level 2, and another 500 for level 3. It's gonna be a bit down the line. However, if you're free to play or low spender, if you're thinking, is the gem, if you spend money, it's 100% worth it. But if you're free to play low spender, the question you have to ask yourself is, how long do I envision playing Raid Shadow Legends? If the answer is more than 90 days, you have to do the gem mine. And if it's less, you don't. Why is that? Because the investment is 1,500 gems, and people have done the math, and in 90 days, you'll make exactly 1,500 gems. So every second after the 90th day, every gem you make is positive, it's a profit. So yeah, if you're gonna play for a short time, I say don't bother with it. If you're gonna play for more than 90 days, definitely invest. Now that that's out of the way, I think a good place to pick up are our missions and then our challenges. If we go to missions here, you'll see I'm a little stuck on this one where I need to get 3 stars for clan activity. Now a lot of you might be thinking, you guys that play, I'm playing all day every day, how do you not get 3 stars for clan activity? Well, that is because we joined a new clan. The Second Sons over here, really great group of guys and girls. I'm excited to be a part of it. They're clearing easy, normal, and hard every day. So as I show you later and I get to clan boss, that's gonna be a great benefit to us, because every time you clear a clan boss and you participated in that clear, you get double rewards. So you get 2 chests. So very nice to be in an active, successful clan like that. Now, because I just joined, I'm still only at the 2 stars. When, if we go back to the missions very quickly, I need the 3 stars of a daily clan activity to clear that mission. The reason is I have only done one clan boss run today, because I was waiting to do the next one with you guys on stream. So I'm gonna quickly hop in. As you can see, they clear normal. It looks like they're clear easy. Looks like they're definitely gonna down normal. They told me hard, maybe hard's a ways down the road. Honestly, it doesn't matter. Easy and normal is the only thing we're gonna be looking at for another week plus. However, easy, we're doing well. You'll see I already have a key in today, if I can ever find it. I must be all the way at the bottom because I'm one of the weaker new guys in the clan. But look at that, 957 on a 1 key. Might not seem like much, 957,000 to you experienced players, people that have been playing for a while. However, day 2, easy, day 3, pretty thrilled with it. That's very close to a 1 key. You'll see we're less than 200K off. Let's do another run here. Maybe somehow we eke out the 1 key. We only need about, I don't know, 160, 170K. But let's jump in. You'll see the team I'm running, it's not a clan boss team. When I show you the damage, you're gonna see all the damage comes from 1 champion. I'll let you guess who that is. Spoiler alert, of course it's Kale. Our entire team, our entire count is built around Kale. Let's get this running. It might take a few seconds. But yeah, while that loads, Kale, where does his damage in clan boss come from? It's all the poisons. And this is why, and this is a point I wanted to move towards in this video anyway. This is why all content creators, all experienced Raid Shadow Legend gamers will tell you to pick Kale as the starter champion. Kale not only is a hard hitter, the same way, honestly, all the starter champions are. They've shown, like, different content creators have delved through the inner game mechanics and the multipliers that go into different AoE nukers. And in the rare tier, the base 3-star tier, I think after, I can't remember the name, the Sacred Order guy that takes on debuffs and that increases his damage, the next 3 are 3 of the starter champions that have the highest multipliers and thus the highest potential AoE damage in terms of being a nuker. So I think in order, it's something like Elaine, then Kale, then Gallic, It's definitely those three. I don't know the exact order. I'm pretty sure Elaine's second. But yeah, so of course you should take one of those three or even take Aethel. She has her own benefits. However, what sets Kayle apart? They're all good nukers. You know, they all have ability in that. They're all magic affinity. They're very similar in this respect, just in different factions. But Kayle has the extra utility of being able to place poisons. As you can see, that's been going on here the whole time in the clan boss. So poisons, especially early on, but honestly, the whole way through clan boss. But it's the easiest way early on to just get a little damage, because your normal hits, you don't have enough good gear, your champions aren't high enough level that it's really gonna matter. But those poisons, every tick of his A1, which is the 2.5% poison, that's getting an extra 10k. And then every tick of the 5% poison, the bigger one, that's 20k. So this is enough damage that you'll see the whole team's down. We're only at 362k right now. This fight's gonna go on for, I'd say, at least another minute and a half of just Kayle keeping himself alive with the lifesteal gear, doing small hits, but doing some hits, and then placing a lot of poisons. To the point where, we'll show at the end when we get the final screen, almost all the damage is gonna come from those poisons. So we're gonna cut here and I'll come right back in when the fight is over. All right, folks, there you have it. The fight's done on the easy clan boss. We put up 741,000 damage. Now it's a little bit less than the 957,000. There's gonna be some variability depending on when Kayle gets stunned, so that he's not able to get a turn off, and when on his A3 he lands those, because those poisons I think have a 50% chance of landing, so when those 4 potential 5% poisons actually land, you know, there's gonna be variability, but still more than good enough to 2-key the easy clan boss. And let's look at the damage output here. You'll see all of the damage, but 71,000. Of the 741,000, all but 71,000 came from our boy Kayle. I couldn't manually count it out, but I'm gonna tell you a large percentage of that came from all the poison ticks he was getting on the clan boss. But there you go, we're already at an easy 2-key on the easy clan boss. Very soon gonna be a 1-key, I'd say within a day or two. But now you see, look, that pushed us over the mission limit, earned 3 stars, that's star number 3. Let's click that. So I could run this right now, I'm not gonna do it on stream. I'll save that 75k energy for the next video, but it's just gonna take a couple Minotaur's Labyrinth runs, which should not be that hard. So let's talk about champions. We've been talking about Kayle, let's get into all the champions we've been building. I think Kayle's we've been talking about him a lot, let's talk about him a bit more, and then it's all out of the way. I mean, we're gonna love Kayle. I told you, Kayle's gonna be the mascot of this account, the way he should be the mascot of most accounts at the beginning. He really is the best starter. Let's go into his skills and go through everything. So Aura, good place to start. The same as all the starter champions. It's 15% HP in all battles. It's about as basic an aura as you get, but it's super useful. This is why they put it on the starters. This is why Plarium puts it on your starters, because it's viable everywhere. Every single champion in the game benefits from HP. Why not have it? All right, the A1. A1, super duper great. Immediate utility. Compare this to someone like Elaine, who I think Elaine's A1 is attacks an enemy once. If it's a crit, attacks again. Great damage, that's it. Kayle, on the other hand, attacks one enemy, has an 80% chance of placing a 2.5% poison. That's the one that was doing those 10k ticks on the easy clan boss for 2 turns. Not even 1 turn, 2 turns. So every time on the clan boss, for example, you land that 2.5% poison, that's a guaranteed 20k, because we're getting 10k over 2 turns. However, easy to book out with all those rare books you're gonna get, rare skill tomes you're gonna get early on in the game. So that's at 100% chance now. Great A1. So there's a 2.5% poison. Now let's go quickly while we're on the topic of poisons, skip ahead to the A3. You'll see this is what I was talking about here. Attacks 4 times at random. Each has a 40% when booked up, which we've done. Gets it to a 50% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. So again, 2 turns. So theoretically on the clan boss, let's use the easy clan boss again as an example because that's what we're working with. On the easy clan boss, we could place all 4. I guess the chance of that is 12.5%, but it can happen. Place all 4 for 2 turns. So each one of those 4 is gonna get 20k a turn. So I think we're looking at 160,000 damage of just the poison ticks from this one move. Fantastic. And then finally, what I love about Kayle, on top of all of that, is this A2 Acid Rain, amazing nuke. Has the same ascended potential as the other starter champions, where once they're at level 3 of Ascension, you get this, has an extra 15% chance of inflicting a crit. Amazing for building the champion, especially in the arena. You only need to get up to 85% crit because they're already giving you that 15% bonus. Makes it a lot easier to build these champions as you're early on, mid-game, early to mid-game arena nuker. So yeah, Kayle, tremendous, great kit. So who else have we been working on? I touched on it last video. We have 2 other rares. We have War Maiden, we have Spirit Host, I'm not gonna click, but you can see. Then we have these 2 uncommons, which are 2 barbarians. And these 3, as I mentioned yesterday, are all from the Deadlands. Deadlands early on, everyone always talks about 12-3, 12-6, for which stages to campaign farm. For me, early on, that first week, maybe even 2 weeks, depending on how lucky or unlucky your drops are, I think the Deadlands is the place to be. And the biggest reason for that is War Maiden. Sure, in stage 9, in the Deadlands, you get less silver, the artifacts you get sell for less, and you get less experience, but it's honestly marginal for this early on in the game, especially if you're farming in hard or normal, maybe if you're lucky, brutal towards the end of week 1. For us, maybe tomorrow, we're gonna see. But if you see, the biggest reason is War Maiden, because she's a farmable rare. She drops, I think, something about 1% of the time in the hard campaign in the Deadlands. So you're gonna need some luck, but if you grind it, you're gonna get her. So for step 1, get her. And step 2, if you're a hardo free-to-play like me, you're gonna keep going and going and going until you've farmed enough of her, because you can use extra copies of her as skill tomes until you've booked out this A3. So let's look at this A3. What is so amazing about it? Well, let's read it. Attacks all enemies, so an AoE attack that has a 75% chance of placing a 60% decreased debuff for 2 turns. Anything for over 1 turn we like. 2-turn debuff, fantastic. Now 60%, this is the booked out version. It starts at 30%, which we call the small decreased defense, small defense down. Once you ascend her to 3 stars of ascension, which we did today since the last video, fantastic. Now this is the big version, 60% decreased defense. This makes other champions, your other enemy champions so much squishier. Enemies become really easy to take down. So when I pair her with Kale, with that big A2, that big nuke, they're just gonna drop like flies, and you'll see that when we go into the arena later. But this is also super, super useful in anything with mob waves, like waves of all these adds. So something like the dungeons before you get to the bosses, incredible in faction wars. Once we get there in a couple weeks, Doom Tower, it's viable. I mean, this move alone makes her fantastic. So we're gonna wanna get minimum, it's almost certainly gonna be more, 4 extra copies of her from the Deadlands to get to this 5th level of skill. So book it out to the 5th level. However, she has these other 2 moves, which are fine. The A2 attacks 1 enemy. If it crits, you get an extra hit, and it puts an increased attack. And then there's a small version of the poison, the 2.5% poison, which will take any poison we can get. There's a 30% chance of that on the A1. So it's a great kit. But so potential, how many books might she take? That's 5. That's 4. I think this was also 4, right? 4. So that's 13 books. So potentially, worst case scenario, because we need this Crumbling Blast, the A3, we need this to get to level 5. So worst case scenario, if our books, because they land randomly, if we get the worst luck, we're gonna need 13 extra copies of War Maiden. And this account, we are willing to go there. So I'm only farming Deadlands. Even once I'm on Brutal, I'm only gonna farm Brutal 9, not Brutal 12. Deadlands, until we get all those War Maidens. Now the other reason, this is kind of synchronistic, is these other 2 champions we've chosen to build from the Barbarian faction, these other 2 uncommons, Outrider and Shieldguard, are also drops in the Deadlands. And they drop at something about 4 to 5% chance, since they're uncommons, so they're more accessible than the rares. And they both have great kits. Sorry, I went to artifacts. We'll see, I briefly touched on Shieldguard yesterday, but we have a decreased speed on the A1. Decreased speed is incredible on bosses across all aspects of the game. We have an AoE on the A2, which fills turn meter. As I said yesterday, amazing in Spider, amazing against enemy waves of mob waves. And the passive, which I just unlocked since the last video by sending him to 3rd level of Ascension, comes in where he just cleanses 1 debuff off himself every turn. Fantastic. And just icing on top of the cake, he's defense based, so you know he can take a hit. Then finally, we have Outrider, who we've been working on. Why do we like Outrider? It's for the A3, Salvo. This is the hardest hitting AoE nuke of any uncommon in the game. And we love to focus on this in uncommon early on. So easy to build an uncommon because we can use copies of themselves as skill tomes. So we don't have to be hunting for rare skill tomes, epics. We don't need all these books. We can just use copies themselves. So we're gonna get, every time Outrider drops from Deadlands, we're gonna be able to use him as a skill up. Every time we see him in the market, I'm gonna buy him up. Same goes for Shieldguard, by the way. And then when we open our mystery shards, same thing. Also has a decent A1. We can get the small 30% version of decreased defense potentially dropping. single target, but could be great against bosses, or maybe there's one particularly pesky mob you need to target. And then we have a pretty average to maybe even mediocre A2, which is, it hits pretty hard, which is nice. And the only special thing it has is it decreases the enemy max HP by 15% of damage dealt. That won't really matter till we reach the Scarab King, I think he's called, the Scarab boss from the Doom Tower. But that's, like I said, a couple weeks down the road. However, actually one thing that is really nice about it, once we get some books in, it's going to go down, the cooldown is going to drop 1 notch. It's only a 2-turn cooldown. So we're really going to be hopping back and forth between this A2, A3, occasionally using the A1 when we just have to. The final champion we're working on right now, it's only these 5, is Spirit Host. Spirit Host, also amazing. As you'll notice, there's a theme here. Another farmable champion. By my estimation, probably the best farmable champion in the game, of course, after War Maiden. No one competes with War Maiden. Also, sorry, that reminds me, something I didn't say about War Maiden. Sorry, Spirit Host, you have to wait for a second. War Maiden A3. Once it's booked out, not only do we drop the cooldown, but this debuff chance of 75% goes all the way up to 100. Plus 10, then plus 15, that's a total of plus 25. 100% chance of placing the big AoE version of decreased defense. Just fantastic. She is the only rare champion in the game that's able to do this. The only one, and she just happens to be farmable. This is why not only is she the best farmable, but she's one of the best rares, period. However, second best farmable, by my estimation, that's gonna be Spirit Host. Why is that? A1, crazy boring. It's got a little heal. That heal does nothing because her damage is just awful. The multipliers are terrible. A2, I love this A2. Maybe we'll get a book in it. I don't really care. However, it's the big version of increased attack. If you remember from yesterday, it was the small version, the 25% version. However, look at that. We got her up to Ascension level 3. As you see, I was in the Ascension keeps a lot. The potion keeps a lot, getting all these champions ascended to level 3. That upgrades it to the big version of increased attack, 50%. How great is that? And then finally, underrated ability by my estimation, the Dark Gift. It's only at level 1 right now. Long cooldown. However, this is so clutch. It's an AoE cleanse on your entire team. So we'll strip all debuffs that your characters have had placed on them by enemies, plus put up a block debuffs. Unfortunately, that's only for 1 turn. And usually you're gonna be running her at a pretty fast speed. So she's gonna go first, put that on, then everyone else will go and it will fall right off. So not that much utility. However, the cleanse, spectacular. And yeah, finally, I mentioned it yesterday, I think everyone knows, but amazing increased ally speed in all battles. We love in all battles aura, and we love a speed aura. So this is why she's great. So these are our 5 champions. Where can we see them in action? Let's hop in the arena. So as I mentioned, we were making progress. I made a comment yesterday that I thought it'd be really easy for us to just cruise right into Bronze 3 arena, so that's why I wasn't rushing to push it. Once I set our defense, it did it for me. So you'll look, without even fighting an arena recently, we went all the way up to, oh, look at that. I was gonna say Bronze 3, but we're actually in Bronze 4. So last time I was fighting was in Bronze 2. Then I checked earlier before the video, we were in Bronze 3. Since we started filming, we're in Bronze 4. So with a decent defense, the work will just be done for you. And what comes with that, I'm gonna click out for 1 second. If I go into the arena challenges, we also finished all of those. So as I said yesterday, there's no big rush to finish these. The reason I was waiting to do it is because you'll see once I clear and claim that rare skill tome on top, the next one are all gonna be that silver. And getting through silver arena is a lot more tricky than bronze arena, as I'm sure many of you know. There we go. Winning all these things, we can handle those, but then reach silver 1 classic arena, maybe we can do it. Win 30 silver medals, we're not gonna get higher than silver 1, so that's gonna be winning 30 battles in silver arena. That's gonna be hard, that's gonna take a little while. I'm not in a rush to do that. We don't really care about that yet. But apparently we already did this. Let's take this, I'll take that 10k silver. Okay, let's do a quick arena battle, see what we're working with, see how the team is functioning. So first things first, we need to try to find a fight that we think is winnable. As I mentioned, I thought we were still gonna be in Bronze 3, but I guess we were lucky enough to make it up to Bronze 4 now. Maybe unlucky for me, because I don't know if I can actually win any of these battles yet. Maybe let's try this one. I think we've got a shot at this. So as you'll see, and I think this is probably how we made it to Bronze 4. It was my strategy, it's nice to see that it worked, but our team power, it's not that high, 25k. The big reason for this, and I'll show you after the battle, is the gear I have on these champions that aren't Kale, particularly Spirit Host, is so poor is the only way to describe it. It is low tiered gear. However, it's because all I care about Spirit Host is being the fastest on this team. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, the team was functioning, but it wasn't speed tuned, so it wasn't optimized. However, it is speed tuned now. So what do I mean by that? I mean the order that our characters will go, our champions will go, is exactly the most desirable. So first will be Spirit Host. Why is that? She has the increased attack, the big version, the 50%. That will go on all of our allies, our whole team. Then coming up will be War Maiden right here. She's gonna have, what I've talked about so much, that amazing big version of decreased defense, 50% AoE on all the enemies, assuming it lands. And then we're gonna have mop up duty. So we've got our nuker and our janitor, as I'm kind of thinking about them. Kale's gonna come in with a really big hit. He goes third, and if he doesn't finish everyone off, hopefully Outrider can just clean up the mess. Haven't been in Bronze 4 yet. I don't know if this will work, but I think we've got a shot here. Let's just jump right in. And yeah, really quickly before I start this battle, speed tuning. A lot of people might be scared by that term because it sounds technical. It's really not. It's something people might think, oh, I'll do that when I get to the mid game or the late game. I'm doing it on day 3. You definitely can too. It didn't take much. When I go into the gear after this fight, you'll see, just do your own speed tune to the best of your ability. But if you get it going like this, it looks like we're gonna get to go first. It can work. So let's do the AoE increase attack, big version. We get to go second, amazing. So War Maiden, please land this decreased defense. Oh, only landed it once, but at least it was on Kale. I would have loved for it to land on Cardinal because she's a big reviver. Now here comes Kale, the nuker with the big AoE. Okay, so we got rid of their Kale. That's amazing. Not as good as it looks though, because Cardinal has a crazy revive, which you're probably about to see in action. Then here comes our little janitor. Let's try the AoE with Outrider. Not enough to take down War Maiden. As you see there, she's got this crazy move where she revives everyone. And yeah, we'll see. I think we can still take them. So I'm gonna do the A3 with Kale. Attacks 4 times at random. However, the first we can target, so I'm gonna aim at their Kale. That's a threat. He's down. Coffin Smash is down. This fight's over. We won. Let's do that cleanse I was talking so much about, the A3 with Spirit Host. Get that decreased defense off of us. Let's do the A2, a nice big hit on Cardinal with our War Maiden. Yeah, now their War Maiden's just a sitting duck. So they tried to do a similarly constructed team. However, they did a reviver instead of the second nuker, but they weren't speed tuned. They didn't have a speed aura. They couldn't beat us. There we go. Already winning battles. Day 3 in Bronze 4. We love to see it. Quickly, let me show you, what do I mean by that deceptive gear on the Spirit Host? What do I mean about an easy speed tune? Let's let this load. All right, let's go into champions very quickly. Let's go to Spirit Host. Level 30, the only effort I've put into her is getting her to the level 3 of Ascension. As I said, that's where she ups her A2 from being the small version of increased attack 25% to the big 50% version. So I just put in a little bit of effort, a little bit of energy into the Spirit Keep dungeon. To do that, aside from that, look at this gear. 5 common pieces, 1 uncommon piece, but not a good one, you'll see. I mean, got a bit of accuracy, bit of HP percentage, whatever. I only got everything up to +8 except for the boots, because this says speed is a main stat. Why did I do that? I want her to be the fastest. So I gave her just 3 speed sets. So as you'll see, 1, 2, 3, that will give her an extra 36% off her base, which is nearly 100. So maybe instead of 36 extra speed, it's probably 35. Plus the speed boots. I think I got 1 speed roll on the gloves, or maybe the shield. Maybe on one of these, the helmet? Yes, okay, on the helmet. So that's 2 extra speed from the helmet. Just enough to get her to 154 speed. Not a ton, but honestly, early game, a lot of people don't really know how to build speed, don't really know how to gear their champions, and they don't realize with this bad of gear, you can still be fast enough to win some arena battles. So I got her at 54 speed. We got our little speed aura when she's in the lead spot. Then we have not even that good gear on War Maiden. The only good pieces are these the weapon, the gauntlets, and the shield, which came from not winning, but finishing the novice tournament. I think once you got to 1,000 points, you got 4 5-star rare speed pieces. You need to do that. That is a must. You need to finish the novice tournament. Right-hand side rewards, 4 5-star rare speed pieces, invaluable early game and even mid game, any point of the game until the end. But you'll see, got her just fast enough that she's at, 152. So just 2 less than our Spirit Host. So she's gonna go second. Kale, thanks to those amazing rewards on lifesteal gear we get for the first week as new players. The first thing we ever got was these speed boots, 22 speed. That's enough to get into a respectable what is this, 141, and then it doesn't really matter when Outrider goes, we've got him at 113. But so we got that great order, really easy speed tune. We got that deceptive gear on Spirit Host where she's doing everything I want her to do. Got her speed over 150. She's faster than everyone else on the team. I've gotten her ascended, so she's gonna put the big version of increased attack. However, she's got this really unimpressive under 3K champion power. That's great because then people, when they see my defense, they're like, I can attack that 25K team power on the defense. That's not that good. But a big part of that is because basically this is just an empty slot in terms of its contribution to team power, but she's doing all the job she needs to. All right, so we've kind of done a bit of everything. We've shown arena progress. We've joined a clan, shown clan boss project. We've even shown some champion progression, but there's one thing I was waiting to show you, and that's gonna be the campaign. So when I left you guys yesterday, I said, wow, we killed normal campaign, and we even made it nearly halfway. Honestly, not even, only a third of the way to Durham Forest, the 4th. How far did we make it today? Literally as close to the very, very end as possible. We made it not only just to stage 12, we made it to stage 12-7, the very last one. Now, this is gonna be the one inefficient thing I do on any of these videos for a while, probably. I'll give this battle a go. I'm telling you guys, I don't think we're gonna win. The gearing on these champions is definitely insufficient, and also they're not leveled necessarily to where they should be to win this fight. We'll give it a go. The most annoying thing in these stages within stage 12 are the Lord Shazars. As you'll see, they're those like annoying big buff red devil guys. I'm actually gonna manually this because maybe we have a shot to win it. I'll try. Let's do, they're all weak affinity for War Maiden. She landed one of the decreased defense. Let's try the A3 actually. I wanna save that A2 in case we make it through easily this wave and maybe I can nuke the whole next wave. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to do this, guys. These Lord Shazars that are coming up, they have AoE hits that drop 2 bombs. There's 2 of them on the next, 2 Shazars in the next stage. So that's 4 potential AoE bombs coming at us. They're gonna hit our champions really hard, especially with their low defense. Spirit Host, what can we do here? I guess we'll just hit this Shazar on the right. Just put the smallest of dents in him. Let's hit the same Shazar again. This is why I saved the big A2 nuke from Kale. Maybe we'll be really lucky and get some huge crits. Oh, almost took this guy out. However, I'll use the A1 here, that'll be enough. We can take one of him out. Now this guy, this is gonna be an AoE hit from Hellraiser. That sucks. Other Hellraiser, that sucks even more. Here comes Shazar with his bombs. Okay, let's take this Shazar out with the A1. Easy peasy. Don't hit me too hard, Hellraiser, be nice. All right, weak hit, we'll take that. Actually, not a weak hit, but not a crit, so I'm fine with that. That's an A1, that's an A1. Okay, so at least we're gonna have all our skills lined up for the boss fight. This one's a doozy. If for anyone who doesn't know, this is Mordu Macabre. I think that's how you say his name. And he's got this passive that is like, feel like from what I've seen like in other creators and stuff online, when you actually own him, never procs, but you'll see when you're playing against him, it always procs, as it did right there. Just a huge hit. Down goes Kale. So you're thinking, Fastidious, why not just, you know, rank up these heroes? You've got Outrider sitting at 40. You've got War Maiden sitting at 40. Why not do that and actually get to go on this on camera and win this final battle, clear hard campaign day 3? Well, because that would be inefficient. If you go to tournaments here, anyone who's playing right now and isn't brand new like me, when you go to tournaments, you're gonna see a champion training tournament and a champion chase. So why am I not ranking up my guys, leveling up my guys? Because I'm hoping that this novice tournament, once the says final positions are being finalized, I'm hoping once they are finalized, the real tournaments will come to me. And I checked on my other account, and there's like, I think 2.5 days left in one of them, 3.5 in the other. So I want to save that champion training for when there's a benefit. I want it to be synchronistic. I want to kill a couple birds with one stone. I don't want to just get a rank 5 Outrider. I want to do that and get those points from the champion training event. So I'm gonna wait. Hopefully it happens, you know, later on tonight, maybe for day 4, maybe tomorrow morning. I'm hoping, so we can get the benefits of that champion training and also the champion chase going on right now. If you see right now, we've got this big blue spark coming out of here. That's because, as I'm sure you guys know, this is an annoying little pop-up. Don't need to hear about the low holiday costs. It's the 2x on Ancient Shards, the best event ever, in my opinion, especially for free to play. I mean, if you pay money, Void 2x, that's so much fun, but we're never gonna have more than 1 or 2 or 3 Voids, at least not for a while. But this, we already have 4 ancient shards. I haven't used a single ancient shard yet, but I'm waiting for 2 reasons. One, I want that champion chase to come. If we get super lucky and pull an epic, or God knows, maybe a legendary, that would be, we're gonna want those points for the champion chase tournament. But also, we have more ancient shards coming our way. If you see here on the hard campaign, once I got to 90 stars, I'm not gonna click it because I don't want to claim it yet. I think there's gonna be two more ancient shards. And then if we go to brutal, which we can't see yet, but brutal 90, I'm pretty sure that's either 3 or 5 more ancient shards. I think it's 3 more ancient shards. So that might be within reach within the next 2 or 3 days towards when this tournament's ending. So we're gonna be patient. If and when that champion chase finally opens up, I will make a shard pulling video with my camera woman. Be really nice. But yeah, I hope that was comprehensive, holistic enough for you guys today. Kind of touched on everything. I'm thrilled with the progress that we're making in this account. I would love to hear from you guys. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one.
Fastidious.